Hi, this is KW, the blue collar worker. Thanks for joining me for a new video. I ran into a friend of mine the other day, and he and I are into real estate. So, I was asking him, how's his properties doing? And he was telling me, with the coronavirus, things are a little tough because people aren't able to pay rent. And then, he also have some vacants, and the money was tight. So I asked him, well, I understand that part. So, what are you doing to cut costs? And he said one of the main things that he's doing right now to cut costs is not to have any lights on at his vacant building, and also he don't want to put an alarm on the property because that costs money. Now, think about what he just said. I understand the times are tough, and they tough for everybody. So I get that part, but to cut costs on your vacant building is not a good idea, and I'll tell you why. I've had like three break-ins on vacant buildings, and it's not a pretty picture. It was two kids that broke into one of my buildings, and I literally heard them kicking down the doors and cutting pipes and all kind of stuff. And it wound up, well, it could have cost me a lot of money, but I wound up doing the repairs myself. And I had another time when someone broke in, and they didn't get anything because if you watch one of my other videos, it tell you that I'm at my properties pretty much every day just to keep an eye on them. You can't let your vacant buildings sit empty and not check on them, because what happens is, like I said in my other prior video, people be watching you when you think they're not watching you. People know when you haven't been to your building for a while. I've seen people stick stuff into the storm door and see if it been moved. Now they'll come back, and if that piece of paper still in the in between the door, that's saying that someone haven't been to the building in a while. Because if they had been to the building, they would have opened the door and that piece of paper would have fell on the floor. So that's one way. Another way is, and this happened at one of my buildings, someone threw a rock through the picture window. Now, had I not been going over to the building, it is set like that. And then the next thing they would have did was uh, try knocking on the door. And if you're not getting no answer at the door, then you just break in because no one's coming to the building. It's just so happened when I did come to the building, I noticed that someone broke the glass, and I immediately had another one put in there. Another one thing people try to save money on, and I just can't do it nowadays, is not having some type of alarm system on your vacant building, because that alarm system will make you aware that someone has entered your building, and the police will probably be on the way, and then you can go over there too, because it doesn't take a lot of time for somebody to cut all your copper pipes out, and that can be a lot of money. I had a neighbor of mine. Their building was sitting empty, and they didn't have an alarm on it. And the people went in there. Literally stole all the copper piping, took all the wiring out of the outlets and out of the main panel, and just destroyed the place. Then I seen people that'll leave their properties empty. And this happened to a guy that actually did some business with me. He had a 4 unit and he was telling me that he wasn't going over to his building, didn't have an alarm on it, and found out it was people living in the building. And then when he went and called the police to have them escorted out of there, the police said that they couldn't do it because the people said they was living there. Even though he knew they broke in, the police didn't want to get involved. So they told him he had to go to eviction court, of all places, to evict people that he didn't even know. So, it's you have to, I understand cutting costs. That's not one of them. With me, I'll leave lights on at a vacant. If it's in the wintertime, I'm gonna shovel the snow. And if it's a vacant next door to me, I'll shovel the snow over there too, because people look for things like that. And once you get a squatter in your property, that can be really bad because it's hard getting them out of there. Even though they ain't supposed to be there, it's hard to get them out of there. But if you got an alarm on your property, first thing the police gonna say, well, what's the code to the alarm? If you don't know the code to the alarm, then you probably get arrested or they make you leave. So the moral of the story is, I know times are tough, and I know we all need money, but I'm gonna leave some lights on. I'm gonna be over at my property every day. I'm gonna shovel the snow. In the summertime, I'm gonna cut the grass. I'm gonna water the grass. I'm gonna make it look lived in until I can put a body in there. I even put some planters on the porch, whatever it takes, and definitely have the lights on like a timer system, so it looks like people are living in the property. And then be over at your property every day. Let people see you. I got a garage. I can pull in through the back and go into the building. But no, I don't want to do that. I want people to literally see me coming and going out of the property. And then with my timers, where lights are coming on at different times of the day, they see that. I don't let any mail build up. I don't let any garbage build up around the property. I keep gates closed and I keep my alarm on the property. And so far, that has worked for me. In the past, I didn't have alarms on it, and the building is sitting dark. People know ain't nothing happening with that property. So, we put a lot of money into this type of investment. And the last thing you want to do, even though the money is tight, is to skimp on security. So that's my video for today. This was a short video, and this is for all the owners out here with properties. I know everybody's struggling. I know money's tight. It's tight with me as well. But if you have it, that you can put an alarm system on your property, I would say do it. Now you have uh, alarm companies like Simply Safe that they give you like sometimes half price on the system, and then you don't have to be locked in a contract. So you can take that once you put someone in there. You can transfer the alarm to, if it's a two flat, put it on the second floor. And then once you get two people in the building, then you can take that and take to another property. So it's a win-win situation. So this is a short video. It's my advice. It's something I've been through, with break-ins and people still in the copper piping and trying to do all other kind of things. You want to make your property look lived in. It's nice to have some lighting on the outside of your property. I mean, LEDs don't really burn that much. And this way, you don't have to worry as much. And plus with that alarm system, you'll know something. And throughout the day, I check my alarm system from my cell phone. And if everything is tight and secure, I'm good. And right before I go to bed at night, I check my property. And when I get up in the morning, first thing I do is check my property. And then I go over there and then check it like that. Going inside to make sure if it's in the wintertime that the furnace is going, because you don't want the furnace to be off and then now your pipes freeze. And I had that problem in the past. So real estate investment is it's an expensive investment. It takes time and money to get these properties right. Save yourself some money by doing those things, and I think you'll be fine. Again, this is KW, the blue collar worker. Take a look at some of my other videos. Just go to KW, the blue collar worker. Thank you, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care now.